Good morning, everyone. Luis Romero here in the Patrick Henry Community College area. We're bringing you coverage here of the drug-free open house, or the, house party that is happening. I'm going to show you very quickly here some of the resources that are available for you to be able to talk to. Of course, we're going to be talking to some of the organizers here. We'll start off with an introduction. Tell us who you are.
Hey, Luis, this is Toby Panos. I'm the lead community organizer with Piedmont Community Services.
All right, so before we dive into what exactly is the house party, tell us very quickly about some of the resources that are out here for people to be able to learn a little bit about them.
Yeah, so we didn't just want to give families an opportunity for an experience inside, but we wanted to give them access to resources that they may not have easy access to all the time, or things that they may not be aware of. So we have Just Call Granny out here to talk about some of the services that they provide to the community. We have at Piedmont, we're doing a young adult survey right now, so we have a table dedicated to that, and we're giving out gift cards for people who are underage or age 18 to 25. And then we have Eastman, who has been an incredible partner for this, and they've donated some of our door prizes inside, so we'll talk about that later. But they have a table set up that is dedicated to answering questions about things that are happening inside. So that's kind of a continuation. So they are supporting our event in that way. We've got recruitment happening with the Boy Scouts. We have... let's see, who else is down there? We've got, yes, Groups Recover Together. They're out here. We also have Southside Survivor Resource Center, and we have Connect Health and Wellness, and they'll be doing some screenings and blood pressure checks and providing resources for free to the community.
All right, so tell us where we are. It looks like this is the William Stone Hall at Patrick and Henry Community College, and you guys will be here until?
We'll be here from 12 to 3.
Let's go inside and learn all about all the hard work that you guys have been working on. I've already taken a tour, and I'm obviously impressed. I definitely saw that it took a lot of time for you guys to put this together. Tell us the main goal of this event today.
Yeah, so the goal is to provide parents and guardians and caregivers of children resources and information just to talk about what our kids are going through. We realize that there's a whole new set of concerns in our community, and with the kids, they have access to things that we didn't have before. And so we want to give parents tools to better help themselves, and then also form protective factors for our kids so that they're less likely to use substances or have mental health concerns down the road. So we're super excited.
So tell us what we're looking at right now.
Yeah, so this is the check-in area. Right now, as soon as we start at noon, people will be able to come in. They'll go and check their children in at our youth check-in table. They'll get a wrist bracelet that will connect our parents to our kids, and then our chill members will take the kids to the backyard, which is the fun area for them, and we'll talk about that later. And then our adults can come check in, and here they'll get a bingo card that they can have signed in each of the rooms, and then they'll be able to get door prizes. They'll also get their food tickets here in a resource bag that they'll be able to fill throughout.
All right, so the adults are going to come through here, and is this for adults only? Only adults can come through here?
Yes, so this is adults only. The kids are just outside. We don't necessarily want the kids to be a part of this, because this really is aimed at the parents and the guardians and the grandparents who are raising their grandchildren. And there are some things in some of these rooms that we don't want to give kids ideas either. So we want to make sure that we're providing information, education, and resources without anything harmful to our kids as well. Yeah.
So tell us, I know the Community Fellowship donated some furniture for you guys to be able to make this happen. What are we seeing first?
Yeah, so we're very thankful to Community Fellowship, who has a ministry that provides furniture to the community, and they were very willing to let us borrow that. So we were able to go and pick out furniture, and that was one of the most beneficial donations I think we could have gotten. So first, we are in the living room, and in the living room, we have Piedmont Community Services, Christy Norton, who will be talking about mental health and wellness, and we actually can let her tell a little bit about her room.
So First of all, introduce yourself for us and tell us who you are.
Hi, I'm Christy Norton, Piedmont Community Services. I'm the mental health training coordinator, and our room today, the living room, is where we'll be talking a lot about mental health, not just mental health for children, but also how we take care of our mental health as parents and as caretakers of children. So we know that there are a lot of things that we can do that help nurture children's mental health, and hoping to have some good discussions about that today and help improve just mental health of all of our communities. So we can be protective factors, and we all have that choice to kind of build communities where we can support our kids to be healthy, not just physically but mentally also. So
Do you believe that as a community, or specifically a community, that we're in the right direction of trying to get that stigma out of talking about mental health and actually seeking help for it?
good question. Yes, I definitely think we're breaking down the walls when it comes to stigma. Oh, absolutely. Every discussion, every honest conversation that we have helps to kind of destigmatize, if you will, the whole topic of mental health, and as you can see, we have our poster here that's mental health is just as important as our physical health, and I think that's absolutely true. In fact, it might be more important because without mental health, and this is a quote from the WHO, the World Health Organization, without mental health, we can't have any health. So it's really important that we take care of our brains. They're just as important as any other organ in our body. So we hope that parents and caretakers and just community members will see that mental health is, there's nothing to be ashamed of, right? We take care of our whole bodies. So hoping to have some really good, honest conversations and help reduce that stigma that you just spoke of.
And as we walk through and get answers question, if I still have some, or if I'm dealing with mental health myself, what are ways that I can get in contact with you outside of this?
Good question. Good question. So, Piedmont Community Services, of course, offers services for mental health, clinical services. We have same-day access where folks can walk in between certain hours on every single day of the week and be seen that day and assessed for any type of care that they may need. So yeah, we'd love to be able to share with you how to do that if that's certainly the information you want. So we're here, we're available, and we're ready to help folks in the community.
Because this might be a good icebreaker for some people, but maybe I don't feel comfortable talking about my issues out in the public, right? So you guys obviously keep that confidential if I come to you for the services.
Absolutely. We take that very seriously, and just like if you went to your medical doctor, we would not, a medical doctor and their staff would not be able to share that information, and we keep that also very confidential, respecting HIPAA and all of those things, and just respecting the person too, because this is important. A lot of times people are scared to step forward and get the care that they need because of stigma, and we want to make sure that they feel comfortable doing that and making sure that they feel confident that we're going to keep that information private. So
Thank you so much for talking.
yeah,
I appreciate
absolutely.
that.
Have a good day.
All right, thank you. So we're going to continue here. Going to show you our next room, and I guess you join us back now and tell us what we got going on.
So the next room is our dining room, and so in here they're going to talk a little bit about family engagement. And so we actually have some of our parenting coordinators. They run some of our parenting programs at Piedmont, so or in prevention, I should say, to help educate our parents. So that's the goal in this one.
Okay. Anyone that wants to talk, or we continue?
Do you guys want to talk, or do you want to? Up to you. Yeah, Roosevelt.
How are you? I guess I'm going to put you on the spot. Tell me who you are.
Well, you're on the spot. I am Roosevelt Holmes. I am one of the parent educators at Piedmont Community Services, where we teach several different parenting programs, some of which are displayed on the table. STEP, Systematic Training for Effective Parenting. We have these manuals in both English and Spanish. And then we have the Strengthening Families curriculum that we teach. STEP is online, and Strengthening Families is in person, where the parents get an opportunity to bring their children. So welcome to the kitchen, where more things than just eating goes on around the table. We have the conversation bowl over here, where while children or families are eating, they can just pull conversation starters out of the bowl. Some people refer to them as conversation jars, but it's just conversation starters. Statistics say that when children and families eat together 5 to 7 times a week, they are 33% less likely to use alcohol and drugs. So that's a hoo-hoo for families.
What would I guess? What would be a conversation that would be good to have with any family at the table?
Well, pass me the conversation bowl, and we'll pull one out. See, it doesn't have to be stressful. This question says, what holds you back from doing what you really want to do? And see, this can be a conversation starter from a 5-year-old on up to teens. And somewhere in this bowl, there's one for parents specifically. I don't know if I can pull one out right now, but another question would be, how can using drugs or alcohol underage limit your possibilities? So when we have these conversation starters and children are able to participate, parents are able to get in their heads, but children are also able to learn some things about their parents like that they didn't know. So I love parenting.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, folks. So, a great way for you to be able to know what's going on in the family life. We're going to continue here. What do we have next?
So now we have the kitchen, and this is Sam Turner. She's our Wellness Initiative Coordinator.
So, tell us what do we have going on right here? And before that, introduce yourself for us.
Yeah, so I am Samantha Turner. I'm the Health Initiative Coordinator for Piedmont Community Services. I'm also a registered dietitian, so I'm in the kitchen today, and we are talking about healthy eating on a budget, and I'm introducing a healthy snack to all of our guests. So
tell me what the healthy snack is while I make my way over here because it smells delicious.
yes, you'll definitely have to try one. So the healthy snack is just your oats, your peanut butter, honey, and chocolate chips, and it's a very base kind of snack that you can get a lot of energy from. It has a lot of good protein, healthy fats. It has your whole grains for fiber in there as well. So that's kind of what we're introducing because you want to make sure that you're eating snacks that are nutritious but also within your budget, and this is a great option for that. You can also boost it with adding different the fruits in there, nuts and seeds and things like that.
How does eating healthy maybe stray away from me having to turn to drugs, vaping, or anything like that?
Yeah, good question. So when we are using substances, sometimes people go from using substances and then they turn to food to kind of cope with not using substances, right? So we want to prevent that addictive behavior in food as well. So we really want to focus and have that self-control with food too, and healthy eating really helps with that. So really focusing on our fruits and vegetables, our whole grains for our fiber, our lean proteins for building muscle and things like that. And then our dairy and our healthy fats are really important concepts to have in our meals and our snacks to help prevent, the substance use and also eating healthy.
So I know a big focus is the mental health, but we also have to take care of our physical health, and they're a pair, right?
For sure. Yeah, they're definitely connected, and there's a lot of research out there that kind of goes over, it's called the gut-brain axis, and really what we're eating affects our mental health as well. So when we're not eating the foods that we need, so our fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, and our dairy, it can affect our mental health and make us stressed out, or in the other sense, the emotional eating aspect of it. When we are emotional and we're facing some mental health challenges and things like that, we tend to go to food because food actually releases dopamine in our brain. So our brain loves high fat, high sugar, and high sodium foods. So when we try to use food to cope with our emotions, that can impact our mental health as well.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks for
Thank
coming
you.
to visit.
All right, folks. So we're learning a lot about, again, not just mental health, but physical health as well, and how they all connect. And I think I've learned more than I normally learn in a week. What do we have next?
So this is our first bedroom, and in the bedroom, VDH has partnered with United Way to talk about sex education and some parenting stuff, and kind of a
subject, huh?
yeah. So I will turn it over to them and let them tell you a little bit about it.
So who's going to talk to me? Are you going to talk to me?
I'll chat with you. How are you? I'm awesome. How are you?
Introduce yourself for us.
Well, my name is Karen Milner. I work with the United Way, and I also have a couple of the other CHWs here with me from the United Way. I'll let them introduce themselves.
My name is Lolita Valentine.
I am Krista Moore.
All right. So tell me, a bit of a tough subject to talk about, right?
Well, it can be, but like you say, we're here to let people know as it relates to the Virginia Department of Health. This room will signify kind of like sexual health, as it relates to your children and so on and so forth. So we have some little goodies there for parents to pick up. We got parenting classes. We also have information that's talking about the sexual health of your child and information of who you can call and if you got a question about something of where you can reach out to. And then we have little goodie bags we prepared with some other information in there. It kind of guides the conversation for a parent, so you can take this little goodie bag and you can go home and you can have a conversation with your child. Just open it up and it's just galore. So, yes.
If let's say, like I said, that some people don't want to talk about this maybe in public. What are ways that I can connect with you all to do it privately?
Well, you can. Of course, we have our business cards here as well that we can pass to the person. But then not only that, we have the information from the Virginia Department of Health, the ones right there on Commonwealth Boulevard, so they can reach out there as well to them to find out their clinic days and so on and so forth. Yes.
And when we talk about sex education, are we talking about preventing diseases? We're talking about unplanned pregnancies. What are we talking about?
You can go from supporting someone with an unplanned pregnancy. It can go something as HIV. It can go just making sure that people are aware about STDs and what to look for, the signs. And it may be a conversation that parents have not yet had with their teenagers. But it's one that they can start. So we hope from the information that we give you today, it'll give you like that little end to have that conversation.
And talking a little bit about that, can you give me a little bit of some ways that I could possibly talk to my child about? I guess an icebreaker. What would you recommend, or what would you guys recommend?
We'll take it over to Miss Christie.
Well, I have 3 girls, 24, 12, and 6. So I've had conversations of all ranges. One of the best things I've found is in the car. You don't have to stare at them dead in the face because that's uncomfortable for them and you. And sometimes they ask questions easier while you're just driving down the car and making conversation. You just kind of ease into different things that are age appropriate and start when they're young. Start talking about their bodies and being safe and protecting themselves and respecting themselves.
Anything else we need to know about the program in general, or anything?
I think that kind of covers it. But like you say, any other further questions or concerns that a person had, we'll definitely give them the contact information and who they can call after today. Yes.
I appreciate that very much. All right, we're going to continue, folks. Again, that's a great way for you to be able to learn. And this is, I think it's important because we don't think about these issues,
Yeah, we definitely wanted families to have access to a range of resources and things that we don't always talk about. And so this house has really been a great opportunity to do that. So now we are in the bathroom, and in this bathroom we have Virginia Harm Reduction Coalition.
All right. Are you going to talk to me? Tell us what's going on. Introduce yourself before we start a conversation.
My name's Ariel Johnson. I'm the director of the West Piedmont Virginia Harm Reduction Coalition. What we do is we work with folks who are actively using substances to reduce the harms of substances. We also go into the community. We educate their family, their friends, the community at large about how to respond if somebody's experiencing an opioid overdose. We try to help alleviate stigma within communities so that we can further connect individuals that are actively using to the resources within the community. We believe that the opposite of addiction is connection, and that's exactly what we do.
All right, and I believe I may be correct. A lot of organizations, and that's a good thing that we have in our community. So hopefully I don't mix them. But you guys provide training, like is it fentanyl?
Yeah, so we do the Revive training, which is, yeah, there you go. So Revive trainings educate people how to recognize an opioid overdose and how to respond with medication, which is naloxone. We also hand out fentanyl, xylazine test strips. Everything we do is completely free. And if anybody wants to learn more about us, they can look us up at carrynaloxone.org. Also, we have an office located at 1856 Virginia Avenue.
So, what are some of the conversations, I guess, that you will be having with individuals that come through here to kind of break the ice, maybe?
Yeah, so what we're doing today is we're going to do revive trainings here. It takes 5 minutes, maybe. We're also handing out, like, educating about how to use fentanyl, xylazine test strips. Xylazine's a new substance that's coming in the drug supply that's a scary one, so we want to educate people that it's around and what to do if you come across of it. Piedmont, they are letting us hand out their doTERRA bags and their medication lockboxes, so educating people how to dispose of medication safely, how to store it safely, so that it's being available to the individuals that it should be available to and not to the individuals that it shouldn't be.
So a lot of helpful resources here. And again, you told us where you're located. Tell us what are some other ways that if, again, maybe I don't have a lot of time to talk about it today, or I maybe don't feel comfortable talking about it in the open, that I can get in contact with you guys.
Yeah, so if you go on Facebook, we have a Facebook page. It's called West Piedmont's VHRC. There's a little raccoon on the logo, so that's one way. We also have community outreach locations. We have some flyers that we're handing out that have quick access to all of those spaces.
Thank you so much for talking to us. I appreciate that.
I appreciate you.
All right, folks. Thank you. And again, this is a great way for you guys to learn about this. We're gonna continue here. She's talking to somebody, but again, folks, this is gonna be happening and is happening from noon until, and I'll get that time once again. But we're at Patrick and Henry Community College. We are at the next location here, and I can tell you that we're right now just patiently waiting for Toby to continue here. She's talking to some other media right now. So just bear with me, and then we're going to show you the outside, hopefully continue to talk to some individuals about the resources that are here. Maybe if I continue, I think we have another room here. So I'll just make my way here, and I'm going to put her on the spot. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Can you introduce yourself for us?
I'm Valerie Blevins, and I work for Piedmont Community Services.
Okay, so tell us what is the room here?
This is a typical teenager's room. It's called Hidden in Plain Sight, and we set it up like most typical teenagers, kind of junky and messy, and we have different places where students or teens can hide their substances that parents may not know. If you'd want to see some of the... Okay. It's like we have a stuffed animal that it has a hiding space in the back that you can put your vapes or containers for drugs.
So that's the plain in sight.
Yes, hidden in plain sight. You think it's just normal teenage items. Shampoos or any kind of bottles that you can add alcohol to or drugs. We have a hairbrush that is a flask. You think it's just a typical hairbrush. Behind a frame in a picture, you can put drugs behind there. Gummies, you may think they're real gummies, but if they're in a separate container, they may be THC lace gummies. Over here we have a soda can with a false top that you can put drugs in, and it looks like a regular 7-Up. Water bottle, the same thing. And you'd walk into your teen's room thinking, well, it's just a water bottle. Any kind of inhalants or anything that is aerosol that some people use to get high. If kids are going through many cans of aerosol, please keep an eye on them. They may be sniffing them. Hand sanitizer that has a lot of alcohol in it. They may be drinking this to get drunk. So we try to show the parents of different areas of kids may be hiding.
Can I ask you a hard question?
Sure.
So how, as a parent, do I make sure that my child is not abusing different substances, drugs, and doing this, but still keep privacy or allow them to have some privacy?
Conversations with them and starting from a very young age, talking to them and letting them know if you have any suspicions that you will take them in the room with you and search because you care about them and want the best.
And at the end of the day, it is for their good, right?
Yes, it is. And sometimes we have to give them privacy and sometimes we have to break that privacy, and it could help save their life.
So it's all about saving their lives. And tell me, learning about these things, what are ways that I can continue to talk to you if I have more questions and can't do it here today?
Okay, we have all kinds of resources in the community. I have resource handouts on the internet. There's lots of resources, Piedmont Community Services, and SAMHSA, the Substance Abuse Mental Health Association. They have a clearinghouse of lots of information online.
Appreciate it very much. Thank you for taking my questions. All right, folks. So the resources are right here. Again, this is a great way for you to make sure that your children are being safe. So we're going to continue to show you some of the resources here. And again, people are coming through and are able to ask these questions here. I think I've lost my tour guide, but we're going to continue and show you. Again, this is the house party, and we're learning about each room and how you should be able to have conversations about different aspects of your home to make sure that your children are staying safe. Up next, I believe this would be mimicking the basement.
Problem gambling and responsible gaming. So the key is basically as parents just to understand what your kids are playing, knowing what video games, know the ratings. If they're doing online gaming, just kind of talk to your kids about, because there's potential threats out there from sexual harassment to bullying to there could be racial language used, so they've got to be kind of prepared for that. And then also, one thing about when you do some of these really action-packed video games, your brain is releasing like a lot of dopamine. And so it's pretty much that dopamine that's being released. It's more than what people release when they're doing substances and potentially with sex as well. So it's amazing how much dopamine comes out.
Natural high.
Yeah. And so one thing that can happen is with that dopamine, it could lead to other, potential, they might end up possibly leading into a gaming disorder, where they just can't stop playing video games. And so there's some warning signs to watch out for that. If that's all they're doing and they're not doing other activities like they normally do, and they just stay playing video games. Yeah, so you just kind of watch out for that. And then also, we also do the problem gambling part, which is, especially with video games, there's some games that have what they call loot boxes. And so loot boxes are kind of similar to if you buy a lottery ticket. So say that you don't know what's under that lottery ticket until you scratch it off. And it's the same with those loot boxes. So you may pay $10 for a loot box, but you don't know if you're getting $10 worth of items, $2 worth of items, nothing, or a really high valued item, which is probably pretty rare. So that's basically the similar as gambling. And one thing that we are doing as well is we're promoting the 1-800-GAMBLER phone number. So if you know anybody that has problems, gambling problem, then they can call that and get some help, to have somebody to talk to. And, sure. And so it's just important for parents just to have communications with their kids, talking about what video games they're playing, keeping an eye on them, setting parental controls, and learning how to do that, and just keeping your kids safe.
All right, folks, we're going to continue to show you around here, learning a little bit about the basement. And, of course, we have partners of the Martinsville Police Department that are joining in the conversation.
Hey, Louise, how are you?
Doing well. You're going to tell us a little bit about what's going on here?
Yeah, so I guess you've been interviewing everybody. So basically, So I'm Sergeant Willard with the Martinsville City Police Department. I'm assigned to the garage of the house. So we've partnered with juvenile probation. So we're giving away information mainly geared towards teen driving. Some things to parents to be aware of if they have a new teen driver. Some safety tips and things like this. Then worst was to happen, let's say your teen driver was to receive a ticket for something, our juvenile probation is talking about how it kind of gets the whole entire family involved, about how the parents have to be involved with that process if they was to receive a ticket. We've got some giveaways. We got some keychains made that says don't drink under 21, don't text and drive. We've kind of got some root beer here to simulate that, let parents know that if you was to have some of these items in your garage, just be careful because your teen or your children or whoever may have with you may be sneaking them and you may not know. So the biggest thing is just giving out information and letting the parents know what the restrictions are for teen drivers and make sure they're abiding by them.
How vital is it to have conversations about following the traffic laws? And I don't know how big of a problem drunk driving is in Martinsville, Henry County, but how important is it to have those conversations with teens so we can avoid that?
I think it's obviously if your child is mature enough to have that conversation, I think the earlier the better. Obviously we have CHILL members here today to help promote that, because obviously we don't want it only takes a split second. Even if it's on the road, you're over there hundreds and thousands of drivers. It only takes, even if it isn't your fault, it could only take a second, to be aware. And unfortunately, the biggest thing right now is what you hold in your hand is our phones. People are texting and driving and being on their phones. And the more we can just put the phones down. If you got to make a phone call, anything like that, pull over when it's safe to do so and make your phone call and just really focus on driving. Unfortunately, with the technology and vehicles today, we're focused on everything but driving. So trying to promote that it only takes a second for something to happen.
All right. Anything else we need to know on your aspect of the garage?
No, we're just giving out some information. It's kind of giving parents the confidence and some information to have those conversations with their children. Because they're the ones giving them the keys to the car, and they need to realize that they're gonna be the ones that take them away if need be. If have those conversations, and more information you got, the better.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about probation. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so tell us, what are you guys educating folks on today?
So we are part of the garage of the house, just to kind of talk to parents about their juveniles who get speeding tickets, get into car accidents, get reckless driving tickets. Driving under the influence does result in having to come to court, getting involved with our community agency, and what that can mean consequence-wise for the kids and the parents, which can include probation, community service hours, having to take a defensive driving class, paying court fines, and things of that nature.
Before we continue our conversation, can you introduce yourself for us?
I'm Caitlin Draper. I work in the Henry County office of the 21st District Court Service Unit.
So, first of all, so I don't have to come see you, what are conversations that I need to have with my teen or my child that's going to be driving soon?
We do have a lot of kids that come through the court on reckless driving tickets because they are in minor car accidents. I know that we hear a lot of testimony in court, and the cause of those accidents are distracted driving, sometimes overcorrecting if they swerve into the next lane or swerve off the road. Distracted driving could be from texting while driving, being on the phone, changing the radio, trying to play your playlist on Pandora, Apple Music, and those things do lead to tickets, which does lead to court involvement for the juveniles and also the parents.
So you're telling me a split-second choice is going to possibly end me in court if I'm not careful?
It could, yes. And it could damage your vehicle, you could harm yourself, harm other people, and that's why it's very important to talk to your kids about non-distracted driving. You're welcome.
Okay, so we're going to continue. I think I got my tour guide back.
Yes, I'm back. So that is the end of the house. So we exit the house, but most of us have backyards too. So outdoors we have our backyard, but what you're looking at now is the area where our families can come and take a seat and eat. And so Omega Sci-Fi has cooked a bunch of hot dogs. We've got turkey hot dogs as well. We know that our community has allergies, so we're taking care of that. We've got chips and cookies and waters. And then we also have our giveaways that were donated. So we have some really awesome donors. Hooker Furniture donated to our event. Eastman donated a TV. They've donated a couple of gift baskets. We have some local businesses who donated some merchandise baskets. We've got a family photo shoot to give away. We also have gift cards to the ground floor and Livy's Ice Cream and also Checkered Pig. So we've got a lot of stuff to give away to some families. So we're excited for them to have that opportunity. And then so they can get their meals, they can take a seat and eat. There's conversation starters on the tables so they can actually talk to each other and kind of use some of those tools they may have just gotten. But we'll go outside and take a look at what the kids have going on.
Talk to them real quick for
Yeah,
1 second,
sure.
and because we're trying to stretch it out too. We'll put them on the spot a little bit here. Let them serve. But again, there's some prizes here as well. Tell me the time. It's going to be noon. It's probably
12
noon.
to 3. Yep.
12 to 3. Okay. And what is the hall? Oh, this is the gym, but is it a stone? I think.
It's Stone Hall. But yeah, it's the gym. So anybody who comes, if you see the Connect Health and Wellness van outside, you're in the right spot.
Okay. All right. So, who's going to talk to me? Tell me why you guys decided to get involved in this way.
Our fraternity, Omega Psi Phi fraternity, our local chapter, Tom McCrone, we believe in giving back to the community. One of our mottos is lifting as we climb. And so anything we can do to help and give back to the community, we're certainly going to do our part.
It's not a hard job, right?
Not too bad. So come on out, go through the house party, and come let the Tom McCrone chapter of Omega Psi Phi serve you some good food.
It smells delicious, by the way. So we're going to go to the backyard. We'll let you guys come and test that for yourself. I'm pretty sure it is. We're going to go to the backyard now and make our way here. So again, folks, until 3 p.m., you don't want to miss it. You've learned a lot, but I think that I'm not going to cover every question you guys have. So that's why it's important for you yourself to come out and be able to ask those questions here. We're going to talk to some of the CHILL members, I believe. So we're going to carefully make our way down the big hill here. But this is where the kids would be spending most of the time, right?
Yeah, so this is our backyard zone, and so our CHILL members have planned every single piece of this. We have a team of kids who went to the YADAP conference, which is So that's the Youth Prevention Conference that happens each summer. And so we took a group of 4 kids, and they came up with a plan to host an alternative activities for kids. And that activities is to promote positive coping skills, positive choices, drug-free activities, and just have a good time without substances. And so that's what this is. This is what they planned. And so we combined our events together to support our community in the best way we can. And so they've got tons of activities, and I will let them talk to you about it. Let me see if I can find our team.
I'm going to just show everybody around, but a beautiful day to be able to do that. Again, they have the bubbles here. Again, your kids will be able to enjoy some time out here. They got the bubbles. They have the bouncy houses, or the bounce houses. They have some courses here. And we're going to be talking to the CHILL members in just a second here about the importance of making sure that you keep yourself healthy. And we're talking about vaping. I know that that's a big thing. But yeah, a beautiful day to be having this event, isn't it?
Oh, it sure is. We got so lucky with the weather. And another group I want to point out too is Boys and Girls Club and MHC After 3. They both have been so helpful with this as well, and provided us their staff so that we're watching all the kids that are out here while parents are going through the house party. Yeah. So here's our team.
All right. So I'll let everybody introduce themselves. Tell us who you are.
My name's Peyton Brightwell.
Journey Porter.
Lucas Jordan.
Maxie Garrett.
All right, so we'll start with you. Tell us, why is it important for us to take care of our lungs, especially not vaping?
Okay, so for me personally, I'm a big advocate for sports, and that helps relieve mental illnesses and can really help your mental health. And through sports, it can keep your lungs healthy. If you don't vape and just keep active, find positive alternatives to keep your body healthy and just overall in good health.
Thank you. And tell us, how does vaping negatively impact our bodies? One example that you can give us.
Well, I think personally vaping, we were talking earlier, vapes have a whole bunch of things in them, like benzene, which is in your car exhaust. Like, that negatively affects your lungs. It can cause cancer. So I think it shortens lifespan, honestly.
What are some other ways that you can tell us that it negatively impacts our bodies?
It harms the airways in your lung, and it lowers your lung capacity for you to do everyday things like go on a walk, take a bike ride. It negatively impacts all of that stuff, and you might not think you're being harmful because you might think, oh, it's better than smoking, but it's not. It's really not. It's still going to harm you, and it might harm someone else from the secondhand vapor.
Talking a little bit about, most people think that it's better than smoking. What are some other misconceptions that the community as a whole may have about vaping?
So a thing that I've noticed is many people believe that vaping is a better way of smoking, and it may be seen that way, but they're still both two terribly things that you shouldn't do. With vaping, a misconception people have is that they see their friends doing it and they think, okay, this can't be that bad. I see my friends doing it, so that means I can do it myself. And what they don't realize is the dangers it can actually have on your body and what it can do to your body and cause damage.
Is vaping still addictive?
Yes, extremely. It still has
nicotine in it.
It has nicotine in it, just like cigarettes do. It is still addictive.
All right. And why do you think it's important for you guys to have these conversations with the community, but with your peers? I'll get everybody's opinion on that. Why do you think that's important?
Okay, so I feel like many of my peers that I just know personally really just don't know what the effects are of vaping and how bad it can really be to your body. So I feel like once we educate them, they can see the effects that it has on each person's body, because it can be slightly different for each. So I feel like if you just teach young and they grow up not wanting to vape, I feel like they will teach your children that, and it'll go on to each generation.
Yeah, basically to lead off of what she said, I feel like if you just teach them, then they can kind of make that decision for themselves, because, that's really all you can do is educate. And I feel like this age is a perfect age to teach, hey, like, this isn't something you should do. It has a negative effect on your health, so just teach them young.
Like they said, like, as a parent, you can't watch over your kids 24/7. Eventually, they're going to get to an age where you can't watch over them. So teaching them at a young age that this is not okay and it will harm your body is the best way to go, because then maybe they can also tell their peers if they see them doing that, hey, that is not okay, and you might even harm someone else from secondhand vapor.
And I'll take off of some of what they said. If you're able to teach them young, you're able to spread the word more, and you're able to get more people involved to really explain what the dangers are and why it's a reason you shouldn't do it. And that way, when you get older, you can explain to even more people and just really make them understand how it's bad and how it can influence your body.
I think I said it was the last question, but I want to ask about how does anybody get involved? You have to be in high school, right, to be in the CHILL program. How do I get involved and learn more about it?
Okay, so we all go to Carlisle personally. So we go around to our lower age and inform them of what CHILL is, what we stand for, what we are about, as well as through social media. That is a big way because most youth are on social media. So we just really want to spread the word about it. And there's this application, and there's reapply applications, and you'll do through a training to learn all about what CHILL is, community helping us improve local lives, just going through what we really are about.
Anything else I need to know about CHILL or vaping? Anything?
As soon as you get into 9th grade, you can join CHILL. Each year we all have to reapply. And yeah, it asks you some questions about why you think you should be a part of CHILL and things you would like to add and you would like to see happen within your community. So basically it's youth led, and so we just all come together and we talk about things we'd like to see happen in the community and what we can better in the community.
Anybody else have anything to share?
CHILL it's in all of the schools. There's always a way to apply. We're always there for each other. We're like a family. Once you apply and you stay in it, we meet every month. We always come together. There's pizza. It's just a good time to talk, relieve that stress and be with your friends, as well as do something to help the community.
I think that covers it. Thank you all very much. All right, so you got to be proud.
I'm so proud of them. They really make
an outstanding job. So remind us again what's happening, where it's happening, and how long is it going to be happening?
Yeah, so this is a house party from Drug Free MHC and partners. from 12 to 3 at Patrick and Henry Community College in the gym or Stone Hall. You won't miss the vendors out front and everything. You'll know right where to come, or the music. One thing to remember is that parents cannot drop their kids off without being here. They have to check them in, go through the house. We're not just dropping kids off or anything. This is really for the whole family. Yeah.
It's not like you said, a drop off. It's and I've learned a lot about how vital is it to have conversations. I know we're focusing a lot on mental health, but just everything in general when it comes to life. And tell us, that's what the big goal is today.
Yeah, we want to get families connected. We want them engaged. We want to add to their toolbox. We want them to be able to have conversations. We want them to feel comfortable about mental health. We want them to have the tools to address substance use and talk about it and prevent that from happening too. And so all of us have come together, all of these community partners, because we really feel that it's super important, and we've been supported by tons of other organizations. And so we're just really excited to be here, and we hope the community comes out and enjoys it too.
All right, if I don't make it out today, what are ways that I can learn about CHILL, about drug-free MHC, and maybe some of the partners?
Yeah, follow our Facebook page. Drug Free MHC on Facebook is a great way to do that. We've tagged all of our partners on those posts, and so you can go to any of the Facebook pages and find that information out. I'm available by email, so you can email me at tpanos, P-A-N-O-S, at piedmontcsb.org, and I will connect to whatever resources we have available.
All right. Anything else you want to tell us about today, about the programs, before we close it out?
Not really. I mean, we're just so excited to be here. I'm so proud of these kids who have put this on and who had this idea and really launched the entire thing truthfully. And I'm so thankful for every partner that is here that has made this happen. All of the work, the planning meetings over months to make this something worthwhile for families. Everyone who got here to unload furniture, and to Community Fellowship for donating the furniture, our DJ and our friends at Omega Sci-Fi. We're just very thankful for the entire thing, and we hope that everybody enjoys it as much as we do.
How does this make our community better? I mean, the community's coming together for it, but how does it make us better in the end of the day?
Well, working in silos is never the answer. It really is helpful when we work together and put our resources together. And the more you know, the more resources you have, the more things that we have to access, the better chance we are at protecting our youth and gaining those protective factors. And that's what today's about. It's about building protective factors so that our kids have less risk factors and are less likely to have mental health issues or substance use concerns. And that's really what we want to focus on today.
Well, thank you so much. I think I'm going to talk to these kids a little more, but folks, again, it's going to be happening until 3 p.m. I believe there's some type of painting going on around here till 3 p.m. I think there's rocks that are being painted by the kiddos here. Again, you have a little course here being manned by the CHILL members. We have the bouncy houses. Again, you have meals as well that you can have. There's some coloring activities that are going on that you can be able to enjoy with a big box of crayons. We have another station here. We have bubbles as well, but the food is being cooked up over there. You have, again, the bubbles that we showed you when we first started here. And one of the aspects of the bubble blowing that I know that the CHILL members are talking about is making sure that kids understand that if they do, vaping, then it will affect how they can blow a bubble. So a lot of conversations are being had, and these are just ways that the community is being informed about the negative impacts of drug use, substance abuse. So, folks, that's going to do it here for my live coverage. I do want to thank Boyce-Holland Veterinary Services for making the coverage possible. And this is going to be happening until 3 p.m. if you're watching this live. And it's at the Patrick and Henry Community College Gym. It's the Stone Hall. So, again, folks, thank you for tuning in. that's going to do it. And you guys have a good one.